Welcome into another edition of EVH2, which is the abbreviation for Edifice Venture How-To. I'm your host, Warren Seegers, and today I'm going to show you how to take your louvered blinds and custom fit them to the length of your windows.
My boy Coy will demonstrate what I mean. As you see here, when he opens the blinds, there is a large stack of unused louvers. Box store blinds for the most part come in one length to fit any window. Obviously the longest window you could possibly buy. So if you have a short window, the excess of overloaded louvers isn't too appealing to the eye. And those drawstrings aren't easy to use when they magically turn into a ball of corded spaghetti knots. I'll also show you a quick fix to this problematic knotting of strings. Before we start, let's take a look at the project tool list. You'll need a lighter, scissors, and a screwdriver. Let's get started. Step 1. Unfurl your blind completely and decide the proper length. To do this, find the louver that is closest to the window sill, also known as a stool, and remove it from the blind. Later, we will replace it with the bottom rail. Step 2. The strings that hold the louvers are called the braided ladder. If you look closely, you will see two strings that run the length of the blind that act as the ladder side rails, with strings between them that resemble rungs that hold the louvers in place. To custom fit your blind to the window, find the rung that was holding the louver that you removed. Drop down 2 or 3 rungs and cut all strings in the braided ladder. Make sure that you cut them all the same length. Step 3. Remove the braided ladder buttons from the bottom rail using a flathead screwdriver. Sometimes the buttons can be tough to remove. Keep an eye on the buttons because they tend to fly all over the place when they pop out. No one lost the use of an eye during the making of this video. Step 4. Place the bottom rail over the braided ladder rungs that you matched with the height of the seal. Tuck the ends of the braided ladder string into the buttonhole and replace the buttons. After you have replaced all the buttons, test the blind to make sure that all cords do what they're meant to do. Step 5. Let's cut the excess string off the lift and tilt cords to complete the project. First, find a point on the lift cords that is approximately 1/3 the height of the window from the top down and cut the strings. Use a lighter to burn the ends so that they are less likely to fray and are easier to thread back through the tassels. Thread each cord back through its tassel and tie a knot or two so that the cord doesn't pull back through. Repeat the same steps for the tilt cords. And there you have it. You've customized the length of your blind to fit your window.
And there's your EVH2 project of the week. Be sure to try it out yourself. Not going into this one blind. Get it? I know. Pretty lame, right? But not as lame as people that don't subscribe to this YouTube channel. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it. Everybody's doing it. All the cool kids. And be sure to like our Facebook page and check out our website at www.edificeventure.com.
It's time now for the Tool Shed, where we talk about home improvement, ownership, and DIY projects. The Tool Shed is brought to you in part by the Glass Doctor of Mishawaka with 3 locations in South Bend, Goshen, and Elkhart, and by Penny Seegers Remax Results. Real estate that makes sense. Now here is your host, the king of tools, Warren Seegers, along with Penny Seegers for that extra curbside appeal. Now sit back and enjoy this week's show.
And welcome into the Tool Shed.
I'm Penny Seegers.
And I'm Warren Seegers, and here we go once again.
Yeah.
Another Thursday, another show. And I just want to remind everybody, before you forget, go ahead and like our page and follow us. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel and all that happy stuff like that.
Yeah, so that you're alerted as soon as we go live, since, you know, some weeks it works great and other weeks
it doesn't.
It's just been a week.
It has been a week.
I'm pretty sure it's a full moon again.
It is. And also, too, you know, if you don't catch it on the live, when we actually broadcast live, you can always come back to our Facebook page and stream it on demand, and also watch it on our YouTube page, which you can do a keyword search for Edifice Venture or W. Seeger's Tube, whichever you find easiest to search for.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Summer is on the way, I
Summer.
think.
We have to get through spring first, and we keep getting false spring because we're in northern Indiana, and it's like, woohoo, 50-degree days, and then it's like, nope, psych.
I just know one thing we need, because, you know, we got all that snow just dumped on us all at one time. Huge amount of snow. And then we got warm weather, like Indiana normally does, and it all melted. And then, of course, what do we get?
Our annual mud pit, which if I loved playing in the mud and needed a mud bath, and it wasn't so cold, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
However, I would much prefer.
We should just put some bleachers around the outside and just have like a sumo mud wrestling or something.
Sumo? Why sumo?
I don't know.
I would say let's get some guys.
Just mud. Oh no, we could do, what is it, where the triathlons and they run through mud and all.
Gladiators or the Ragnar. They call them several. Oh, the Marines mud.
The mud stomp or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of the Marines, he's not a Marine, but he is in the military. You're going to be speaking with?
Yes, I'm going to be speaking to Jim Metherd, and we are going to talk about the Mishawaka Troop Town, which is tiny homes for homeless veterans.
Yes.
So they are just getting the project off the ground. They're in the beginning stages, and we're going to talk about where they're at with that.
Right, and then I'm going to talk to Josh and Derek from ProSource Wholesale out of South Bend, and they are actually part of Mishawaka Troop Town also, because they are donating all the flooring to that project at no cost to help get that off the ground. But we're giving away $250 to one lucky person tonight towards a new floor. And who's gonna
I
win?
did the like
Oh yeah,
it
and
was
two
bad.
T-shirts too. We got 2 T-shirts to give away, and they're also going to show how easy it is to install a laminate wood floor like that, and it's showing the different quality grades of the floors.
Nice. They talked about that being back in fashion, because I don't know if it's ever really gone out of fashion, but I don't know. Things go and ebb and flow so much. So
anyway,
awesome.
We're going to take our break, and then you're going to travel over to the she shed over there to talk to Jim. Yeah, Jim, just go ahead and sit down there. Watch your head, dude. He's kind of tall.
He is. He's very tall.
He's laughing at me right now.
I feel so special with my own set.
All right. Well, anyway, Penny will be back with Jim Metherd, and then I will be back later on with Josh and Derek.
And stay tuned for those winners.
Yeah, someone's going to win some flooring. It could be you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.
Call the glass doctor. Call the glass doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh yeah!
House for sale!
Home for sale.
Home for sale.
Home for sale. Home for sale.
We've got a home.
Available now.
Welcome back to the Tool Shed. I am on the she shed side of the house tonight, interviewing Jim Metherd from Mishawaka Troop Town. But first, I want to remind you to stay tuned, because Warren is going to have the managers from ProSource over on the tool shed side of the house giving away the $250 to go towards some new flooring. So that is like something exciting. So don't forget to stay tuned. All right, Jim, tell me about Mishawaka Troop Town.
Mishawaka Troop Town is what we believe is going to be the state's first tiny house veteran village. Started years ago. Nova Miller's Vet Center opened up in 2012. I'm also the elected president of Get Wet for a Vet. The year after Miller's Vet Center opened, we started an annual ride to raise funds for the residents of the Vet Center. A couple years after that, after I had an opportunity to meet some of the residents, some of the color guard of the facility, I was like, wow, vet without a roof over his head or her head is tragic. Just can't do it. And I just really, somehow I continued. I was still working at that point. but I continually, in the back of my mind, how can we make this happen? What can we do? What can we do? Yeah, now fast forward to just a couple years ago, 16 months ago, met a gentleman at our annual event, Get Wet for a Vet, at the VFW, shared my dream with him, and he just really bought off on it. Just really saw that there's a need. There truly is a need. As of last month, we have over 30 veterans in St. Joseph County alone living homelessness, whether it be in a facility, life treatment center, or on the streets, unfortunately. And he came to our appreciation banquet in December for the annual event, and shortly after that, he contacted myself and Dan Gann and says, "You know what, guys, let's make this happen.
All right.
Here's a patch of property. Let's make it happen."
All right. So this is going to be like tiny houses. So like a stepping off point
Absolutely.
for
Transitional.
veterans and transitional.
Absolutely.
Love that word. That's the word I was
Absolutely.
looking for. Transitional for male and female vets, because there isn't anything really for them in the community now.
Certainly.
Is something like that. You're in the beginning stages. So tell me what the very first stage is that you need to accomplish.
Buying the property.
Okay.
We have given the property owners earnest money, and we've signed an agreement with them till the end of this year to pay off that property, and that's stage one.
Okay. And what are you doing to raise the money to pay off that property?
We are begging every person that's watching us right now for every penny. But our main fundraising approach right now is pavement bricks. We have found a provider out of state that has given us a decent pricing structure, and we are selling to the community, or allowing the community to sponsor a 4x8 brick for $100, excuse me, or an 8x8 brick for $250. You can get a customized logo or a predetermined logo, whether it be military affiliated, whether it be organizational affiliated, business affiliated, it doesn't matter. For the small brick is $20 for that logo. For the large brick is $30 for that logo.
Okay.
And right now we have a consultant that has told us we can place approximately 9,000 bricks in the subdivision. So we have a lot of bricks to get out into the community.
Okay. So these bricks then will be used within the community as walkways.
Absolutely.
Or
they're the actual walking foundation of the community.
Okay, perfect. And if someone is interested in purchasing a brick or just even monetarily donating, where can they go to do that?
Real simple. MishawakaTroopTown.org. You'll find information, a very user-friendly site. You'll find information on the bricks. You'll find information just to donate, credit card, PayPal. You can mail a check to us. Truly, everything is appreciated and needed for that matter.
Now, so once the land is paid off, and with the more bricks that are purchased, the more donations that come in, the sooner that can be done. The next phase would then be to build,
preparing the area and putting the structures up.
Okay.
So this is just the initial fundraising state. This area has got to sustain itself for years to come. So the fundraising effort isn't only just to purchase the property, it's also to put up the actual houses.
Right. And I do believe that you already have a couple of local sponsors
Yes,
that
we
are
do.
donating materials.
Yes, we do.
So that is also, even though that's down the road, land has to be paid for first. If anybody would want, or any local vendors would want to donate supplies, that is also a way for them to
There's means of contacting us on the website.
Okay.
So we encourage that, because this is going to happen, folks. It's going to happen, and we're going to have the property in our name sooner than later, and we're going to make this move forward in a timely manner.
Now, are you basing the tiny house village off of something somewhere else that is already being done?
There are so many. There's none of the areas as we see that, or as we've investigated in the state of Indiana, but there's a large community in Kansas City. We're not trying to mimic anything. There's a need. There's a need to get every veteran, male, female, it doesn't matter. There should not be a veteran without a home.
Well, certainly. I mean, obviously, when something gets started, you know, it's just good community to provide something for our veterans. That there's such a need for even more than this, but this is such a good start. So on the website, there's also information about what you're doing and the stages that you're in, or is there information that they can get from
our
that?
website? Absolutely. Our mission's on there, about us, our story. Our website just launched last Thursday, and we're still adding content to it daily, as a matter of fact. And there will be more and more. We're going to include some testimonials. There will be more and more information put out. You can also follow us on Facebook. Same thing, Mishawaka Troop Town. It's exciting because it's so new to the community. It's so new to me. It's so new to the entire team.
Well, I love the name of that. So, reminder of the bricks. Okay, so the big brick is $250. You can add a logo for additional $30, which would make it $280. And the little bricks are $100, and you can add a logo for $20, which would make it $120.
But we also, I forgot to mention, we have a tile.
So then they also have a tile that for an additional $20, if you would want a replica of the brick that you purchased to keep for your own little keepsake, then for that $20, you can have a tile made that will be then mailed.
It's a nice
to you.
glossy
And it's
finish.
just like,
It's everything, the content of the brick.
Yeah, so we don't have a sample of that, but that would be on the website of something that you can view and see. So we need community involvement and community people to step up. And if you have any questions about the bricks, their contact information is on the website.
Yes,
And let's get this done. Get
Let's
this
make it
land
happen
purchased before, because you have a year to purchase the land.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
the sooner
10 months.
the sooner they purchase the land, the sooner they can start building the actual houses.
When you see it come to reality.
Exactly. And don't forget to go to the website, check out the bricks, and then coming back, Warren will have Josh from ProSource, and they are giving away that $250. So see you in a
Thank you
few.
so much for having
Thanks
me.
for coming in, Jim.
Call the glass doctor. Call the glass doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh yeah!
Were you able to find any other listings in the area, you know, for comparison?
I don't do that.
Isn't that your job?
I'm not that kind of agent, no.
Welcome into the Tool Shed. I am Warren Seegers, and tonight is a pretty big deal for us. Everybody's been waiting for this, the announcement of who is going to get the check for $250 towards a new floor. It may cost more than $250, it may not. It all depends on the size of your house, but we are giving away $250 towards a new floor from ProSource. So, and with me from ProSource, I have Josh and Derek. How are you guys doing?
Good to be back.
And what we're going to do is, you're going to show us how easy these floors are to install, correct?
Yep, so what we're going to be doing today is basically what's called LVP, or vinyl plank, which is kind of the hot thing right now on the market, because it's waterproof, so that's a big thing. It's basically, you know, obviously there's tricks to it that you want to, you know, if you have a lot of cuts or corners that you might want to get a contractor or somebody, installer involved, but there's a lot of stuff that you can just DIY with this stuff too.
Right.
Which I think you're going to be doing.
Yes,
soon.
and actually, when it comes to that, these are, because I do home flips, these are the choices that I've picked out. This is going to go in our upstairs. We're going to do light gray walls. This is going to go in the downstairs, and we're going to do a darker gray wall with that, so that we don't have light with light and dark with dark. So.
And basically, so we'll start with this one that we brought. So basically the same kind of locking system, because there's different locking systems out there. So I'll let Derek kind of talk, because I kind of, I'll probably beat him by the time he's done talking because they're kind of easy. So
Yeah. So basically, they're really easy install. So Josh is going to start when you're in your home. You want to run these typically perpendicular to where your floor joists are, just for weight restrictions.
Okay.
But you want to start tongue towards you. It is a tongue and groove situation, but the tongue towards you. So that way, that kind of gives you the groove away from you. That just helps you make it a lot easier for the install with that.
Which we were talking earlier, I was the DIYer that I've been installing these floors backwards the whole time, and when you showed me that, I was like, oh my gosh, they just fall together.
Yep, and it doesn't mean that you can't do it that way, but it definitely is going to make your situation, your job, a lot easier and a little bit quicker too. So,
Folks,
as you see that he's already doing.
I'll say I'll have you hold it because I don't have a flat surface here.
Yep. So he's already almost got all these done here, and that's really all it takes.
Now you want to make sure your surface is flat.
Right.
This is what you'll
So
run
this-
into. So this is actually a good thing.
This is a good thing that happens
So with
because
it,
you do.
yeah, so with it being curved on this table and it's not flat like your floor would be,
It doesn't want to fall
basically
together.
it locks in two different places, won't lock in the middle.
Gotcha.
Or it'll do vice versa. So
It is a locking system, so you do want to make sure you're as level as possible with
So if I
that, so
were
you don't
to
have any issues down the road.
So we got all on the table instead of just the one spot.
Okay.
Should be a lot easier to get in here.
Oh yeah, yeah. See,
Boom.
yeah, and it just
Exactly.
falls right in
Yeah.
place.
Falls right in.
Awesome.
So that's
So,
it.
is there anything you have to do prep work to a floor? Besides, I mean, obviously make sure it's level, and if it's not level, I guess you just use one of those self-leveling.
Yep. Just your subfloor. This has pad. There's a few out there that don't have pad, but the majority of these will have a IXP rubber pad, so it's completely waterproof as well.
Some will look a little bit different.
Yep.
So take these so you can see how easy they come apart too.
So
You need
this
to
is
make
a little
change.
bit. This is a little bit nicer of a pad here,
Exactly.
and then that's
So most of them are going to be recycled foam, like he said.
okay.
They
Gotcha.
do have some that has cork as well. Cortex is a big product out there that's kind of a brand recognition that a lot of people know of, and they'll have cork on the back of theirs.
Gotcha. Now, if you see, I remember putting these in. You actually had to buy the pad separately. It was like this stuff that you rolled out on the floor. And then you put,
which you still have for some products.
Okay.
You absolutely do, which is not a problem with that. It's just a lot of the way that these materials are being produced. They've already attached the pad to it, and it just makes the ease of it already, go much
So, are
quicker.
all of your products that way with the pad already?
Everything that we have LVP-wise that we keep stock has a pad attached to it.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So, what do you have here now?
So basically, this is kind of a step up, actually about 2 or 3 steps up. So how we do it at our at ProSource is we have kind of a good, better, best premium system for our stocking, so it makes it kind of easier for the consumer. So this would be in our premium line versus this would be in our I guess, good line.
Right, right.
So it's all price point driven. Someone doesn't want to spend, $6, $7 a square foot, which doesn't mean that's what it is. It's just they have a little bit more of a budget that they want to follow, and there's definitely ones that will suit that for us.
Right.
Yeah. So same thing. I mean, it's basically super easy. Actually, we'll do.
So the groove
like
floor, or the
we'll turn it
tongue
towards us.
floor,
Yep.
Okay.
So it just lays right down, super simple. And then I'm going to have Derek play a wall.
Okay.
So if we had a wall there.
Yep.
He's as tall as
you know
a
what?
wall.
I got the wrong pieces here.
Tower over you here.
So basically, you're going to lock this side in, and usually you want to, because this will slide for you.
Right.
So you're going to slide all the way up as far as you can get, and then lay it down. And then what you're going to do is, while he's playing the wall, you're basically going to tap that in until it locks.
And you're done.
And then it locks.
And a lot of times you can use a little tapping block or
Right.
another
Because you're not
piece.
damaging
Or,
the
yeah.
Exactly, because you're going to
just
have
so you don't bust up.
And the tapping
ends.
blocks, they're a couple bucks. It's basically a black bar that kind of has a little tiny lip over it that sits over the product but sits on top. So
Gotcha.
you're literally holding that and hitting that so it doesn't damage
Okay.
the product.
Yep.
I've always used like scrap wood.
Yeah,
like scrap
just something that
2x4.
it's going to help not damage your product when doing it.
Gotcha.
And the first couple rows might take a little bit of time just because it's not completely settled or all the way against your walls.
Have you play a wall again?
And once you get started, it's that simple.
That is amazing. And I'll tell you what, these all look nice. I like these too. I'm putting this in the home that I'm flipping. But I really like this one here in the house that I'm redoing behind ours right now. This is what I'm going to put in the back, just because it has these beveled edges, the grain.
Yep, you get the
It
higher
looks
price,
like
you
a
get the
real
beveled,
floor.
you get the embossed and registered, which means you see a knot, you feel a knot, basically. So you have a lot more of that texture versus some of these they don't have the embossed and registered, but they still have a little bit of a grain look to it, but not as nice.
Right.
Not as
matching. This looks kind of like what I would consider the manufactured floor look. Where
Exactly.
this has almost like it is.
They
It's a
move
real
the
wood.
layer to basically match the grain when you see it.
Right.
And then you have a wear layer, which this is a 30
Right.
mil wear layer. This is a 12.
Gotcha.
So basically, that's your scratch protection.
Okay, and
So
that's
that's a
going to
big
last a lot
difference, too.
longer.
Yep.
And of course, you probably recommend that if you're going to get a floor like this, you still get those little sticker things that go on
Yes,
your
you always want to
furniture.
protect your floor no matter
Yeah.
what floor you're getting.
Yeah, and just get those. Yeah, they're
The
just
felt pads.
Felt pads,
Yep.
yeah, and you put them
Yep.
on that way when you slide, you don't
Felt
scratch.
pads are like, I just actually today at the office, had a question about somebody had a home office and they were using a rolling chair. So you definitely want to get like a mat or something you want to put over. If it's something that's a consistent rolling back and forth, because this isn't scratch proof, it's scratch resistant. But it's not scratch proof. Pretty much everything out there is scratchable except for a tile. So
now they're not. Are they waterproof?
They're waterproof.
They are waterproof.
Yeah, waterproof,
Yes.
100%.
Wow. Yep. Now the other thing on these, if you're putting these in the basement, that's different from putting them on a normal floor.
Yep.
What's the prep that we have to do if we're putting these in the basement?
It's recommended anything below grade, even if it's on a slab, just because you're right on the concrete.
Okay.
They recommend you to put some visqueen or a plastic layer down before you would put this floor down. And all that is, it's an extra protection. It's really pennies to the dollar of your whole job. If you have any issues that start from underneath, there's a layer in between that it may get wet a little bit,
right,
but it's going to really stop all the damage from 100% damaging this. And you literally could go in, take your floor up, dry it off, do what you need to do.
Fix the floor.
Put a new plastic thing down, and then you can put your
Lay
floor right
these all
back down.
back
It doesn't
down again.
completely ruin your floor at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you don't have the visqueen, like he's saying, is that you're going to have mold and mildew build up on this. It's not going to hurt anything as far as product goes, but you're going to have where you're going to have to wipe down every single piece instead of just throwing away the visqueen and putting new.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, it's that time. We need to give away the floor, so
let's give it away.
Where's Penny Seegers at? She's going to play Vanna White tonight and bring in the box.
Bring in the box.
Let's get some winners.
We should have had 3 boxes, then we could have done the old, what was that, let's make a deal, like, we want box number 1, box number 2, box number 3.
Here we go.
We got a couple things to give away too, don't we?
What's that?
We have a couple things to give away.
We do. We got 2
2
t-shirts.
Yep.
Where'd they go? I don't know.
You'll get them.
They're running around here somewhere.
There's a couple t-shirts.
I promise if my kids grabbed them, they're wearing them, I'll wash them before we send them. So we'll shake these up.
Actually, real quick, while you're shaking those, I wanted to touch on base because we didn't talk about them.
Oh, yes.
All the floors that we do have, they all have coordinating trims.
Okay.
So whether you're going up to tile or carpet or whatever, there is, stair nosings, what's called an end cap, a T-mold. There's a couple different reducers. So if you're going into like a concrete where it's just, your mechanicals, all those are available that coordinate with each color that you can get with each floor. So.
And then like the transition pieces and all that.
Yep.
So,
exactly.
Okay.
We found the t-shirts.
All right, here we go.
See, I talked just long enough so she could find them.
So we got a couple t-shirts from our Schluter Systems rep. It's a waterproofing shower system as well. So we got a black and a gray.
Nice. All right, let's go ahead and we'll draw for this shirt here. All right.
Okay, you don't have to hold it too high. Right? I'm not that tall. All right, let's see. This one.
Who do we have here?
Dan Gann.
Dan Gann. Dan Gann has won himself a Schluter t-shirt.
That there.
Next shirt.
And then we'll
black
have
one.
Derek.
Yeah, hold his a little high. Yeah, don't be
he's a
cheating.
little bit taller.
Here comes Dwayne Kent.
Dwayne Kent.
Alrighty.
He won the other t-shirt. Now this is for, Penny, we'll have you.
This is for the check.
This is for the check.
Wow.
Let's get this big check out here. Who wins the check?
Yeah.
No pressure.
You can take it to the bank and try. We'll see.
Here we go. Big winner.
Troy Snyder.
All right,
Alrighty,
Troy
congratulations.
Snyder. Congratulations. You got yourself $250 towards a new floor from ProSource Wholesale. Thanks for coming in and showing us how easy it is and actually how to install this the right way. I appreciate it. I'm sure you've saved
So for your
me
next project coming up
hours
here.
and a lot of headaches.
Yep.
So anyway, that is our show for tonight. Be sure to tune in. I don't know what the date is on the next one, but just remember it's every 4th Thursday we do the show. Obviously this week we're a week late because we had car issues last week. And we just had to call everybody and say, oh, we're not going to make it. Can we reschedule? Thank you for being understanding for that. Penny was broke down, so I went to go help her, and we waited forever for a tow truck. But
Life happens.
it does. So anyway, that is our show tonight. Thanks for tuning in with us. Be sure to tune in with us all the time. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us so that you get notifications when we go live. And like us on YouTube. Just do a keyword search for Edifice Venture or W. Seegers 2.
Until next time, DIY until you die.